Hello team, you join me in a lay-by because I've bought another bike. Look at that. This is my 2001 Gen 1 Suzuki SV650S with the front fairing. It is missing the bottom fairing. I do have it, but just haven't fitted it. Isn't she a beauty? She's a little rough and ready, I won't lie, but she's got a little bit of rust here or there, a little bit of surface, a little bit of leprosy of the old paint. It used to be yellow. It got sprayed black. It got sprayed by a professional. Obviously, that's why it's peeling. But she's a beauty. Let's mount this old girl. Go for a little razz around my neck of the woods. And we'll have a little chit chat. Oh, on the button, on the button. We'll have a little chit chat about why I've got another bike. So let's settle into story time. So, a few weeks ago, I was on the hunt for a winter bike / replacement for my Kawasaki Versys. Now, if you're a returning viewer, you'll know, after last week's video, that the Versys is no longer going. I was after a replacement, a little winter hack, something that I didn't care about, cheap as chips. If it got dirty and shitty, then I wasn't going to be too fussed about it. So I ended up buying this Suzuki SV. It was cheap as chips. It cost me £500. It's got 6 months MOT. It's had a huge amount of work done. It had braided brake lines, fork seals, full service. Calipers have been rebuilt. What else? Chain and sprocket set. It's had a lot of work done. Don't get me wrong, it does have its downsides, its faults. The bike itself has done 91,000 miles, which is utterly obscene for any motorbike. 91,000 miles, and everything works. Everything works. When I say everything works, everything but the high beam flash, the high beams. And it has a intermittent starting issue, which I've just put it down to doesn't like getting out of bed in the mornings. The starter motor's basically got a crusty connection. The electrical cable going into it is very crusty, and if it doesn't want to start, you basically just have to wiggle it with a 10mm bolt, and she seems to fire up. So I just need to take it apart and just clean the connections basically. But the motor, I mean, well, here we go. Still pulls like an absolute train. This bike is surprisingly super quick. Oh, this bike is so fun. You just want to ride. You just want to go fast. It's very much like my Ninja. You don't want to just poodle about on it. It handles very well. It handles very much like my Ninja. The tyres on it, they've only done about 500 miles, so they're pretty much brand new as well. It is honestly a joy to ride when there's not shitloads of mud on the road. Look at this. It's a manual 6-speed. I actually thought it was a 5-speed until I realised I had another gear to go, so I've been riding it around thinking and counting to 5, and then realised there was another gear. Because I am a fool. Specs, I don't know because I've not looked them up, so I'll maybe just put them on the screen now. What I do know is it has a 16 litre fuel tank, and I've already tested said 16 litre fuel tank, and it does a respectful 213 miles before the fuel light starts flashing. Now with these bikes, the fuel light flashes when you've got 4 litres left. It then goes to a solid fuel light when you've got 1.5 litres left. And I tested that the other day, and I fueled it back up after when I hit 213 miles, straight to the fuel station, filled it up, and I put 12 litres in. So I had roughly 4 litres left when it started flashing. That's insane. So I potentially have, what, 230, 240 mile range out of this? And I haven't been riding it like an old man either, so I don't really know why it does it, or how, or if that's normal. But the MPG must be through the roof, which is insane. So as a winter hack, knowing that I've got that mileage there as well is perfect. It's a very quirky little bike, very good fun, super smooth as well. For an old bike, it honestly doesn't feel like it should be 24 years old. The engine feels sweet, the gearbox is nice and smooth. The only criticism I've got is the clutch. It's very, very snatchy. Now I don't know if that's because these shorty levers aren't set up properly, but I've got shorty levers because race bike, obviously. Another downside, it's not really a downside, but something that I'm not used to. The only criticism I've really found recently, I'm not ridden it a huge amount, but is the downshifts. The gearbox is lovely, it's nice and smooth when you're changing through the box, but downshifting, it's almost like you've got a rev match every downshift. If you just change down, oh, you're basically penetrating the tank with your penis. Brakes, they feel good. The braided brake lines have made a massive difference, and then obviously the calipers have been rebuilt. They're those Technico 4-pot ones that seem to be on every 20-year-old bike now. They must have been very popular back in the day, but they are garbage. But they seem to be alright with the braided lines. This thing handles so well. It's so balanced. Just wants to go around corners. Rides very much like my Ninja. Very similar. I said in the previous video that I kind of wanted to buy older bikes and do things with older bikes. If it's something that you guys want to see, I'll keep it. And I'll do some crazy ass trips on it. I'll do some tours on it, because it is a comfy bike. I reckon I could eat up the mileage on it. It all depends how well received it is with you lot. I love it. I think it's a wicked little bike. Honestly, I'm actually so surprised at how well this bike performs. 24 years old, still goes like an absolute rocket. And can I just say again, 91,000 miles on this motor. 91,000. Fair play. Fair play. Right, I'm bored now. I'm going to try and find some fast roads. I've even got some fake carbon fibre, look. And there. Oh, nice. Tatty. Tatty as fuck. Right, second gear pull. Are we ready? 4,000 revs. What do we all think? What do we think? Alright, let's just do one more fast bit before I take the girl back. Smooth on the roads as well. It soaks up all of the bumps. If I was on my Harley on that road, I'd be... Yes! I think there could be a lot of shithousery going on with this bike this year. Bloody Jesus! Alright, maybe shouldn't be riding like this around these lanes. Calm it down, Thomas. Well, I think I'm going to end the video here before I get back to my garage, so none of you buggers know where it is. What do we think? Let me know in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, give it a thumbs up. I can't wait to do more on this. It's going to be good fun. If you're new and you've enjoyed what you've watched, and you've made it this far, please hit subscribe. I've got 3 absolute weapons now to pick from for this summer, so there should be plenty of content coming. As always though guys, ciao for now.